Alright guys, back with another video, and this time we're going over my Trunks deck profile, and from set 10. He's really cool, and not a lot of people know about him, and he's really good for best of one, especially looking at how all these people are playing Reboot Gohan and Sin Shinron, and he counters kind of like those strategies, and we'll go ahead and get into detail about how he does in a second. But let's first go over the leader. So the leader has cool permanent on both sides. When you take a damage on your opponent's turn, instead of just taking it straight to your hand, you can reveal it and put it in your hand, and sometimes it triggers effects. So we'll get into detail how those cards work and interact with it. It also has attack and draw a card like most leaders do now. Awaken, if you or your opponent is at 4 or less life, you can untap one, draw one, awaken. On the backside, same permanent, and then attack, draw a card. Activate main, pay 2 blue, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, put it on the bottom of your deck, and then at the end of your turn, restand an energy. So in reality, it's a 1 cost removal for anything. Bottom of the deck. Really cool. So a built-in removal for Sin Shinron, and that's important. And it also helps get around some chains and stuff like that. Your unison of choice, and you need 4 of these bad boys. Spring Kaitan, unison of history, has a +1, take a life, and then put a card from your hand back into your life, and then has activate main, take a life, restand an energy at the end of your turn. Really good. Sets up your plays and make sure that you know what you're taking from your life. And it's just a really cool card in general. Helps you get extra turn when you tap out and stuff like that, and have more energy to play on your opponent's turn, because it's what blue wants to do. Basically, this is 2 more copies of your Unison. In theory, I didn't want to play more than this. This grabs a Trunks or a Unison with 2 costs from the top of your top 5. So it helps you dig for this, because you're mulligan for this or bust. Your other cards could be really good, but you just want to put them away and then try to get that Unison, because that's how your strategy works. 4 of this championship pack promo. Blocker, permanent. Whenever you take this from your life, you can just play it, and then he bounces 2 battle cards back to hand, ignoring, like, it doesn't care about the energy cost. So this card's really good against like any aggro strat. So you take your life, put this guy back in your life, and then boom, free blocker that bounces things. Really good defensively. Now, these are from the main set 10, and they both do the same thing. Whenever you would take them from your life, you can place them in the energy and draw a card, but they go away at the end of the turn. So, and that's really all they're there for. They're just really good cards for setting up ramp. So on turn 2, if you open up with a 4 cost like a Booney, or you want to turn these for your fusion materials, that's basically what they're for. And we'll get into detail more about how that works. But you can also put those in your life where you want them and take them. So this is supposed to be 4 of, but the other one hasn't came in the mail yet, so take that as you will. But we're going to play as if we only have 3 currently. This is a counterattack, negating attack, and it becomes a 1 cost if you have a Unison on board. And yeah, he makes anything, say if they would attack with anything that costs more than their energy, they have to put 2 cards on the bottom of the deck. So this card's really good against those strategies that go really tall, really quick. And yeah, it prevents them from attacking. And if they would like to attack, they're going to put a card on the bottom, or 2 cards on the bottom of their deck, sort of like a topo. 4 Super Saiyan Trunks, God Sealing Technique. This is just the best counterplay, and yeah, the only counterplay the deck needs. This card is just super good. Most people know what it does. So 4 of this bad boy. I'm not sure if I want to go down to 3 yet. Not having a 4 foil actually kind of impacts that, but not really. This guy is unique, counterattack like Roshi. If your leader's Trunks, that is. If your leader's not Trunks, you can't use this guy. For 1 energy, that is. But yeah, he's a 1 cost negated attack with unique. He's really good for fusing with and recycling with this guy right here. So you need a Goku and a Vegeta to go into your Vegetos. So this guy's counterattack bounce this or Trunks or one of your 1 drops. So he can recycle these guys. That's why we want to max out on these cards in general. I'm not sure exactly if I do want to go down to 3 copies of this and then put a 4th Trunks or vice versa. But in theory, you really need to see your Gokus and Vegetas, and you want to see you want to have your max copies of Trunks that are good for your Mai, because you do want to make sure when you do play Mai, you do either hit a Unison or a Trunks, which is really good. So 3 copies of this Vegeto. I do not play the Tournament Pack promo. That card is cool, but it does not have Deflect nor Barrier, so it's not safe. It has Union Batara, and if you have 4 cost, so 4 more energy, you can play using the ones in your energy for fusion materials, which is cool, but The main reason why you play this guy, he's 25k barrier deflect, and he's safest route to go into your big boy. Now this is the card that every blue deck wishes they had, because it is the best, one of the best cards against green. You evolve her 4 over top of this, so in reality you're going to play this on your turn 4. If you played an energy Goku or Vegeta the turn before, then you can use that card to go into this. It's really nice for when it's played. Your opponent puts 2 cards from the hand on the bottom of the deck, and when he attacks, it does the same thing. He also has triple strike, deflect, and barrier, so he's a crazy good boss monster. 3 Obuni. These cards are super good. I really don't have to explain it. It's not that great against green, so that's what. But we have this, so the deck's pretty versatile against just a lot of decks. This is a card I'm tempted to go 3 copies of. I probably play a third and decide. Against hand destruction decks, you really want to do the draw 2 and then restand 2 on your opponent's turn. And if you haven't noticed, we play a lot of cards on your opponent's turn, so this card gets cheap. 3 costs is normally, or 4. It's really good to play off your turn 3 as well. 4 Senzu Bean, don't really have to explain that. 2 Zeno Super Combo. This card makes these guys over here better. The Goku and the Vegeta. Say if you did this on your opponent's turn, you can Zeno Super Combo and then take this card, put it back in your energy, and you get to keep it. Otherwise, it goes to drop. But this card in general is another cantrip to help you dig for your Supreme Kai. So I did choose to have 4 1-drops that I can play, and it works for 2 different functions. So it's just really good for this deck. Technically, it's built for this deck. Now this should be the new Vegeta Super Combo or Zamasu Super Combo. I'm not sure which one I want to go with yet. It's just really good. I might end up going the Zamasu Super Combo, but the hand size in this deck is an issue, so I may stick with the new Vegeta Super Combo, but as long as this is a draw card. The Zamasu Super Combo is something some people do prefer, but I need to really try out both. The baby SCR is the best SCR for this deck. Mono blue, super good. Yeah, there's nothing really I can say about this. Like, if you have this in your hand and you stick this, there's no way you're losing that game unless something terribly goes wrong. Because you stick this and then you get its effect again next turn, and then you still have this to attack with. Now, one card that is changeable is this. It is mainly there just to sneak in and win the game with your leader or Unison, or your baby Hachiyak, if that just ends up being the route you go. It's pretty sacky, so I may end up just putting in the 4th Trunks and keeping the deck as it is currently and changing the super combos, and then I won't have to worry about consistency issues when it comes to this and not having to try to be sacky. The one of the reasons why I do like to max out on some 4 copies of some things, even though I won't want to play multiple copies, is because you want to see these cards and you want to be able to charge them freely without worrying about not having them in your hand or being able to draw into them. So this could be just end up being a side deck option, but this is also there against Reboot Gohan to end the game if they go really low. So one thing I do want to note against Red Broly, with this leader's effect, if they go straight down to 4 before they attack you. If they go first, you'll awaken before they even get to do anything. So if you're turn 1 against them, like going second, you just play a Mai or a Zeno Super Combo, draw a card, pass. You will be able to awaken at 8 life before they even start swinging, which is fine because you have cards that untap. So yeah, you'll be able to go straight from 15 to 15 life, and none of their critical damage from the leader nor their battle cards affects you. So you'll take those lives, and sometimes you get sacky and you'll hit this card out of your life and this card out of your life and get their effects, and then next turn you have more things to do, more attacks, blocker to interact with their plays, stuff like that. So those aggro decks really do struggle against this strategy if they're taking their own life really fast. If you guys have any questions, I did post on the Super Players channel, so if you're here from them, please subscribe, and we'll be posting more videos as soon as possible. See you guys in the next video.